In a quiet small village by the forest edge, there lived a boy named Emeka. Every night, when the village fell into its hushed slumber, the boy Emeka would lie awake, straining his ears for the sound. It always began the same way, faint, like a heartbeat under the earth. The low throb of a drum rising from the direction of the forest. Doom, doom, doom. The elder spoke of the forest as a place sealed away by shadows, where none should wander after sundown. But Emeka's curiosity was a restless fire. Each night, the call of the drum grew harder to resist, until, at last, he could no longer keep still. One moonless night, he slipped out of his mat, crept past his snoring parents, and padded barefoot down the narrow path leading to the trees. The air grew cold as he entered the woods, the drum beat squeaking, pulling him deeper, the reading strange, almost speaking like words he nearly understood. Doom, 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 come, come. Branches swayed though there was no wind. Shadows leaned in close as if eager to see who had come. Emeka's pulse matched the beat, and though fear tightened in his chest, wonder pulled him forward. And then he saw it, a clearing lit by no fire, only pale light that dripped from the stars. In the center stood a drum taller than a man, its skin stretched with something too pale to be animal hide. Around it danced figures, spirits draped in tattered cloth, their faces hidden by masks carved with twisted grins. They moved in perfect unison, circling the drum, stamping the earth in time with its hollow voice. Emeka froze, breath caught. The drum spoke through the dance. Its rhythm was no longer random, but commanding, ordering his feet to move, his body to join. He felt his legs quiver, aching to step forward. One spirit paused mid-turn, its mask snapping towards him. The hollow eyes glowed faintly, like embers. Child. The voice came not from its mouth but from the drum itself. Child of blood and birth, why do you watch and not join? The circle of dancers slowed. Heads turned, 100 glowing eyes fixed on him. Emeka stumbled back, but his heel cracked a twig. The sound rang too loud. Instantly, the drum thundered in fury. The dancers lunged, their masks splitting open, revealing rows of teeth too long for any human jaw. They leapt as one. Emeka spun and ran, branches clawing his skin. The forest seemed endless, paths twisted, the drum beat chasing him. Doom, 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 closer, faster, inside his skull. His lungs burned, but some desperate corner of his will guided him until he saw the faint light of the village ahead. He burst from the trees, collapsing on the dusty road. The moment his body left the shadow of the forest, the sound ceased. Silence. Only his ragged breathing filled the night. He did not sleep until dawn. The next night, he swore he would not listen. He stuffed his ears with cotton, buried his head beneath his mat. Yet still, faint and insistent, he felt it through the ground. Doom, doom, doom. The talking drum had found him, and it would not stop calling. The following days, Emeka wandered like a ghost through the village. His mother scolded him for his dull eyes and sluggish hands, but he said nothing. How could he explain that he no longer belonged fully in the daylight? That every time the sun sank, the forest whispered his name, and beneath it all, the drum's steady command beat against his heart. By the third night, his resistance thinned. He lay awake, body trembling, hearing the rhythm seep through walls, through skin, through bone. Doom, doom, doom. He stuffed more cotton in his ears, but the beat was not in the air, it was inside him. When his lips parted in a half-conscious hum, he realized he was echoing the drum's pulse. He rose without deciding to, feet carrying him again to the trees. This time, the forest welcomed him differently. The path unfolded like it had been waiting, branches bending aside, roots guiding his steps. The air smelled of smoke, though no fire burned. The drum's voice was louder, words clearer. Come, child, your blood remembers. Come to the circle. And again, the clearing revealed itself. The spirits were already waiting, masks tilted toward him, their grains wider than before. The great drum skin gleamed with dew, or was it sweat, or something darker? One of the dancers broke from the circle and glided forward. Its mask was long and narrow, painted red with streaks like dried rivers. When it spoke, the voice was a chorus of many, some male, some female, some not human at all. You escaped before, few do. Why return? Emeka's lips trembled, but his voice came out without his choosing. I heard you calling. The spirit inclined its head, as though pleased. Good. Then you are ready. At the beat of the drum, the dancers parted, leaving a space open in the circle. The spirit gestured for him to enter. Emeka's heart whirled inside him. Terror clawed at his throat, but his body moved step by step toward that space. The moment he crossed the invisible line, the drum beat sank into him, not just sound, but force, filling his chest, his arms, his legs. His body shuddered, then began to move not by his will, but by the drums. He danced, feet stamping, arms slicing the air, body bending to rhythms too old for human memory. The spirits danced with him, their movements sharper now, faster, their teeth flashing behind split masks. Each step drained his strength, but each heartbeat bound him tighter. And then he saw the drum skin was not hide, not animal, not beast. It was stretched human flesh, faint outlines of faces pressed from the inside, their mouths open. And he realized it was they who spoke through the beat. One face near the center turned its hollow eyes on him. It looked like a boy about his age. Emeka, run. The command broke through the trance. His feet faltered. The spirit hissed, mass snapping toward him. The drum thundered, trying to drown the warning voice. Emeka tore himself free, stumbling out of the circle. Again he ran, but slower this time, drained by the dance. The spirits did not chase him, not with bodies. Instead, the drum's rhythm pounded in his chest, heavy with promise. You are ours. We will beat through you until your skin stretches on our drum. When he reached the village, the night was thick with silence, but silence no longer comforted him. For even as he collapsed into his mat, the faintest echo throbbed inside him. Doom, doom, doom. Emeka woke with the sun, his body heavy as if weighed down by invisible chains. All day, he moved like a sleepwalker, haunted by the memory of the drum skin, by the muffled voice of the trapped boy calling his name. He could not ignore the truth any longer. If he kept going back, he would not return. His skin would be stretched across that terrible drum, his voice added to his hollow thunder, and yet the drum still called dum dum dum. But Emeka was no longer only afraid, he was angry. Angry at being haunted in his dreams, angry at the way his body betrayed him, dancing when he did not will it. He thought of the old stories the elders whispered spirits, though powerful, were bound by their own rules. If he could learn their rhythm, twist it, maybe he could turn their power back on them. That night, when the call came, he did not stuff his ears or hide beneath his mat. He sat cross-legged, listening. He closed his eyes and counted every beat, every pause, every hidden word. Slowly, he tapped his fingers on the ground in counter-rhythm of beats, discordant. The sound made his bones ache, but the pressure of the drum inside him faltered, like he did not know whether to drag him forward or recoil. A thought flickered. What if I can break their rhythm? The next night, he went into the forest, but not empty-handed. He carried a god drum, small and crude, one he had made himself when he was younger. His father had laughed at the clumsy stitching, but tonight, it was a weapon. The spirits were waiting in the clearing, their masks gleaming in the starlight. The great drum stood at the center, skin glistening, the trapped faces twisting in silence. The red-masked spirit spoke again. Child, you return. Now you will not leave. The drum thundered, commanding his fate to move. For a heartbeat, Emeka staggered forward. Then, with trembling hands, he lifted his little drum and struck it. Tack, tack, tack. The sound was weak compared to the great drum, but it was wrong. It slid across the beats, clashing with it. The spirits jerked mid-dance, their perfect rhythm broken, masks tilted, confused. The great drum bellowed louder, trying to smother him. The earth shook beneath its thunder, but Emeka struck faster, weaving a crooked rhythm, bending the sound until it tangled the air. The spirits began to stumble. Their feet no longer found the ground in time. Some masks cracked, splitting further down their faces. The circle faltered. Then came a scream, not from the dancers, but from the drum itself. The faces stretched across its skin, twisted in agony, their mouths moving freely for the first time. They cried, they begged, they howled. The red-marked spirit rushed toward Emeka, claws outstretched. He struck his drum harder, faster, his palms stinging. The sound clashed with the great drum's voice, until the air tore with a sound like breaking stone. The skin of the great drum split down the center. From the tear burst a flood of shadows, shrieking as they unraveled into smoke. The spirits collapsed like empty robes, their masks shattering on the ground. The drum toppled, its hollow body cracking. And then silence. Emeka fell to his knees, clutching his broken little drum. His ears rang with the absence of the beat. But before the clearing dissolved into stillness, one last spirit whisper called from the torn drum. You broke us tonight, child, but rhythm is eternal. Wherever hearts beat, we will return, and one day you will play for us again. The forest swallowed the sound. Emeka staggered back to the village with dawn at his heels. He was free for now, but in his chest, his heart still beat, steady and unyielding. Doom, doom, doom. And he wondered, with a shiver, whether the drum had truly been destroyed or merely waiting for its next midnight. Years passed. Emeka grew tall, his childish roundness sharpened into the hard lines of a hunter. Villagers no longer called him boy, but man. Yet some things never changed. His eyes often wandered to the forest edge, and at night, when others slept soundly, he sometimes lay awake and pressed to his chest, listening. No drumbeat had come again. The forest stayed silent, as if the spirit had been driven away for good. Children whispered of the night he broke the talking drum, how he shattered the spirit's dance and freed the trapped souls. Some called him brave, others muttered that no one ever leaves the spirit untouched. Emeka said nothing. Then, one night, as he sat outside his hut beneath a swollen moon, he heard it, not in the distance, not in the earth, in his daughter's small hands. She had taken an old gourd, stretched hide across it, and tapped a playful rhythm, humming softly to herself. But the sound, it was wrong. Not childish, not innocent. The beats she played matched perfectly, impossibly, the rhythm he had tried to forget. Doom, doom, doom. Emeka's breath caught in his throat. His daughter smiled at him, unaware, her little fingers tapping a song older than memory. And in that moment, he knew the drum had never died. It had only changed its skin. Emeka took the little god from his daughter's hands that night, smiling too quickly, his voice too sharp. He told her it was time to sleep. That drumming was for another day. She laughed and obeyed. But even in her dreams, he heard her humming the rhythm. Days turned to weeks. Whenever she picked up a stick, a bow, or even tapped the ground with her heel, the beat emerged again, perfect, steady, ancient. Other children began to follow her. At first, it was just play, but soon their games took on patterns too precise, movements too practiced. They began circling her, stamping their feet, dancing. One night, when the moon was new, Emeka woke to the sound he had feared most. It was not faint, it was not distant, it was not in his mind, it was everywhere in the village. Children filled the dusty square, their hands striking balls, sticks, gourds, anything that could echo. Their eyes were glazed, their faces slack, their bodies moving in a rhythm too old for them to know. At their center, his daughter danced. Her small face was calm, serene, her steps sharp as a blade, and as she moved, Emeka swore he saw the shadows flicker around her faces, pressing against her skin like thin parchment, whispering through her breath. The villagers, roused from sleep, stumbled into the square. But instead of stopping the children, they too began to sway, their feet drawn helplessly into the circle. One by one, the entire village bent to the beat. Emeka alone resisted, though the rhythm pounded his bones. His little drum, the weapon that once broke the great one, lay long splintered in his hut. He had nothing left to fight with but silence. And silence was no weapon against eternity. The talking drum had not been destroyed. It had simply chosen a new body, a new skin, a new voice, and through his daughter's hands, it would never stop. Emeka fell to his knees as the circle closed around him, the beat unending. Doom, doom, doom. The talking drum at midnight had begun again. Thank you for watching this story. Kindly share your thoughts about the story with me in the comment section. What lessons did you learn from the story? Don't enjoy the story alone. Kindly share the story with your loved ones. Give the story a big thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel if you have not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way, bye.